Let's do it. Let's talk. Let's start off by this. I'm buying cards. Just gonna throw that out there. I'm buying cards. I bought, I think, 11 cards on eBay last night. Set filling, PSA set registry stuff. Some raw stuff that I thought looked good, and I'm gonna, grade myself. It's not anything any of you are ever gonna buy. It's stuff from the 80s, 1985 specifically. Always looking for cards of this guy. I know Upper Deck's doing a fun little thing this week on the Goonies. Jeff Cohen, also known as Chunk. I bet he got some Chunk autos. Someone listened to this and actually sold me a Chunk auto. A listener. You got any Chunk cards? You got any, any stuff? You guys saw I posted on IG my 85 Topps Goonies sticker complete set in PSA 6. What I like to call a collector's grade across. I'm still having fun with it. None of that is going to break the bank. None of that is going to really hurt my wallet, but it's definitely making me smile. So I layer that in because I want to say that's not going anywhere for people who have done this for a while, for people who have always had cards in their basement, for people who, like to buy cards and complete sets and, put their stuff in a binder or be, chasing that PSA set registry's top set. Those are the kind of things that, they're not going anywhere because it doesn't necessarily cost a ton of money. The new hobby is an interesting space, and why I say the new hobby for now, Fanatics coming in with all their money and all their stuff. You've heard the word disruptor. They are exactly that. They are a disruptor. On all aspects of the space. Events, got Fanatics Fan Fest. I will be there. I do not have high hopes for the event. I want it to succeed. I want everything to succeed. I think the National was a success. I think, a ton of people went there. I think that's a good thing for the space. All the articles about it, all the press. I think, next year in Chicago will set records. And, the success of Cleveland is laying the groundwork for that. And I hope, the Fanatics Fan Fest here is good. And I hope that whatever doesn't work, they improve on in the next ones in Pittsburgh and Orlando and that kind of stuff. That's just one example. The other example is, buying out the licenses and upsetting the apple cart of, fully licensed product. And why I say new hobby for now is because I have to come on here and talk about this Topps Chrome basketball. I give the sports card nonsense guys a little bit of credit because I know they break and I know they buy a lot of Fanatic stuff. I know that they, they make money selling you these releases. They make money breaking these products for you. And they put a post up yesterday about the look of the product and the rock stars and the whole deal, and basically, had a lukewarm reaction to it, which I'm not calling anybody out here, but it was easily the most realistic breaker reaction, the most credible breaker reaction that I saw anywhere on the hobby, IG, YouTube, you name it. Now, what's amazing is I made a post poking fun at Mama Breaks, who is literally their biggest cheerleader now. You know what I mean? Like that is, Michael Rubin has done content with Mama Breaks. I happen to love her. We had her on our show before she was, on a baseball card and all that stuff. And I love the story of going from being a teacher to going to breaking full time and taking a chance on yourself and obviously doing very well. I think that's a great hobby success story that should be something that we champion. That said, she posted yesterday, no way this is epic. Now, and put a picture of the Wemby Rockstar card. I said, you're right. There is no way this is epic. A little grammar fun, having fun with the teacher. Because it's not epic. The release is not epic. It's the opposite of epic. It is a placeholder until they get the full license. The cards are for lack of a better way of saying it, a joke. Who wants meta world peace cards? Who wants a Carmelo Anthony Topps Chrome retired card where you can't even have his team on the jersey? Just go back and buy one from when he was playing. There is one redeeming quality about this set, and it is the Wemby auto that you can't get an auto in Panini. You can get fully licensed Panini base cards, just no auto because of the Fanatics deal. Other than that, there is not a card in that product that is going to maintain value. There's not a card in that product that looks good. I'm being as honest as I can. Just take a look at it, guys. And I think it's interesting to see kind of the new hobby, the spin. Because if all of a sudden everyone who's breaking this is telling you how great it is, where the hell were they for the unlicensed stuff before? You know, why weren't they posting about how awesome Flawless and National Treasures baseball looked? They're not there. Nobody was cheerleading for it. But now, all of a sudden, unlicensed is okay. Forget about Leaf. Wild card. I'm not even going to go there. Right? I'm not even, because, but the funny part is you have to do a little more digging. I used to say this with Andrew all the time. I used to say that you have to actually read the article, not just the title. Because the devil is in the details, right? When a stock releases, earnings, Disney released their earnings this morning. And it was a top and bottom beat. They beat on earnings per share. They beat on revenue. But if you listen to the earnings call, they discuss consumer weakness and weakness in the parks, and that the attendance in the parks is stressed because people are not spending money the way that they were because there are fears about the recession. And the parks are not empty, but not as full as they have been and not as full as they expected. Now, the title of the article is Top and Bottom Beat, Record Earnings, Great, Great, Great. But if you actually read the article, you'll see that the sentiment is not good. And so the stock is down today, even with the headline of greatness. I want you to take a look at some of the posts on this, the people who post stuff. Look at this Sports Card Nonsense post. Look at my post, okay? What you're going to see is that the only people saying good things about this are the people who are going to sell you the product. Read the comments of the actual collectors. The people who, if you click on their page, you'll see own Rockstars cards from when they were actually made a decade and a half ago. Or in the 90s. I mean, the other inserts, you name it, right? People who actually would be the target audience of a Topps Chrome basketball release. Uniformly and universally, they are saying it is trash. The only people saying good things about it are the ones who are being paid to say good things about it. The ones who are going to be selling it to you. They can't come on and say this is trash, please buy it. That's not how it works. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who are like, the Fanatics shouldn't have done this. They should have just waited until they had the full license and make it that. They can't do that. They can't do it. I mean, they have to make a product. They have deals with people like Wemby to sign a set number of autographs. Can't do that with Topps now. I mean, look at all the quarterbacks that they have. They got to sign autos. So they need a product like the composite football to get Shroud autographs in. Now, the release price, $270. I think that's high. But you're not even going to be able to get it at $270 because I believe that all the breakers bought it all. and they're going to be breaking it for you. And we'll see when it actually comes out what the break prices are per box. But I'll bet you it's over $400 a box for something that, unless you get that jackpot, unless you get 3 sevens across on a slot machine, unless you pull that Wemby auto, none of it has any sustainability. None of it has any real long-lasting, long-term value to it. It's just another release. So I give credit to the Sports Card Nonsense post yesterday because it was the most honest of the bunch. They did not come out and say how awesome it was. Of course, they threw in that, they expect football to be better. And, that may have some validity to it with the amount of quarterback autos they're throwing in there. It still is a, composite type of product where it's a lot of retired guys and then, they're cobbling together a release. But at least that has more than just the Wemby. You got to watch stuff like that. You just do, right? Because those people are being pushed to the front. The people who are breaking, the people who are, that's, for lack of a better way of saying it, those have become the face of the space. Because they're the loudest. They're the ones being pushed by the brands. You have to seek out collector content. You have to seek out stacking slabs and see their content. You have to go and try to find people who are out there just building their PC. Take a look at Chris Hoge's posts where he's amassing the black finite one of ones of McCaffrey and of the Joker, who looked amazing yesterday in the Olympics. No one makes money off of those buys. But I submit to you, as I've talked about before, that is as big, if not a bigger part of the hobby than all of this breaking mumbo jumbo is. There's a lot more people making a lot more money on the breaking. There are. But very few cards coming out of these products that someone's going to want to actually own down the road, especially the unlicensed stuff. And I saw the Topps Chrome pictures. That LaMelo Ball was a joke. The Cam Whitmore, it's blank jerseys. It's the kind of stuff that we've made fun of in the space for years. And yet now, all of a sudden, not only are we not poking fun at it, we're calling it out as the greatest thing on earth. Check out my news yesterday, right? I put a picture up of a post made by the collectibles guru, right? Which is a fun account. I think it was bought. So, take that for what it's worth, right? But, Topps Chrome is back, right? And it carries some value to it. It 100% does. And I'm happy that Topps Chrome is coming back. And I can't wait till it's fully licensed and all the other fun stuff. And we have those products out there, right? Fully licensed, you name it, Topps Chrome back. But, you ready for this? Remember, headline is different than the actual story. Licensed or not, this is a true testament to the power of the Topps Chrome brand. Really? Because it sold out at $270 and the site crashed. It's funny because if you just go down to the first comment with a blue check, nope. 2 things I never want from cards: unlicensed products and sticker autos of any kind. All right, well, sticker autos, not so much. They're everywhere now. But just read through. Just look at the blue checks if you want. I'm shocked. I'm still pretty surprised it was this popular of a drop. Save money and buy the singles you actually want. I will not be purchasing any. They're doing it for Wemby autos, and I'm sure Backyard Breaks will hit the superfractor. Fun stuff. No, thank you. It's unlicensed and looks so cheap. $270. LOL. Hundreds of thousands of morons. Enjoy your unlicensed Miles Bridges and David Roddy autos. Remember, you have to go a little further. The comment section of X, Twitter, might not be the best example, but the comments don't match the licensed or not. This is a true testament to the power of the Topps Chrome brand. The people who are commenting, they think it's trash. And those are the people who you want buying the boxes. It's interesting because I'm not completely crapping on Fanatics. They were not going to do nothing. They had to do something. And if nothing else, they're giving you the Wemby autos. For me, I was hopeful that this was a Bowman University type product that was going to be priced in the ones. But if you're to believe what's being said, that they priced it at $270 and that was just so damn cheap that the site crashed. That's interesting. I don't know that I believe that, but it appears to be what happened. And if you look on eBay, there are boxes selling for more than $270. This will be a release that my son and I do not open on Friday opening unless I'm getting it for less than $270. Because there is a price point for everything. I'll open Chronicles if it's cheap enough. So it's not a completely crap on it. The thing here is be careful, because if you're hoping to spend $350, $400, $450 on a box like this when you break it, you have to understand what you're doing. You really are gambling. You really are hoping to pull that Wemby, because if you don't, the cards you're getting are not cards that people are really going to want. I can't think of any other card in here. I mean, you have, I think there's like a LeBron throwback type of auto potentially that has some, value to it too, but even that's not licensed. It's, the same type of stuff that we've been talking about the whole episode. So it's interesting. I wanted to come on and comment about Topps Chrome. I like to keep these under 20 minutes. We're already at like 17. So I'm going to layer in a couple of other fun little pieces. The overall market is an interesting thing to watch. Friday of last week, Monday of this week, down days, but it's resilient. But people will pay attention to it because of the same thing I talked about, the headlines. People will see the market drop. People will see recession coming. People will see that. And whether it's true or not, whether the fundamental support that a recession is coming, people will, it's human nature. People will be more smart with their money because they'll read the headlines and realize, all right, maybe I got to be more careful. Maybe I put some more money away. And what we come on here to talk about, these, pieces of cardboard that are fun to chat about, but definitely not a necessity. I'm not putting mustard on these things and eating them. When people are usually smarter about their money, about their spending, when people kind of tighten their belts a little bit and be more mindful of the money going out of their wallet, items like this that are completely discretionary are often one of the first things to be cut out of a budget. Now, I'm not saying you're ready for a crash. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying it's important to be mindful of what's going on in the world, in the economy of this country and others, and just kind of, be mindful of it, right? Because, look at Bitcoin if you want. It seems like our market kind of thrives when Bitcoin is up, and when Bitcoin crashes, our market doesn't spend as much. The prices don't. It's a fun little anecdotal correlation. And Bitcoin's been beaten up recently. Maybe some of the people who have a little extra Bitcoin money are not spending their money in cards now because they have less. Anyway, it's a fun thing to watch. I started up by telling you I'm buying cards, and I'm ending by saying people are going to stop spending as much money. How I'm able to reconcile the two is because the cards I'm buying are like $60 each, $70 each. I'm putting a set together. It's going to take me years to complete if I ever am able to complete it. But it's fun for me to add a piece here and there, and try to build these sets. None of that is going to, impact long-term my finances. I'm not talking about spending, $50,000 on something. And what's funny is last week in Golden's auction, I was. And then I saw the very next day, the market take a tumble. The opening Monday, the market take a tumble. I saw my own portfolio take a little bit of a hit because of that. And I did find myself saying, wow, maybe it's a blessing in disguise that I didn't win that big ticket item in the auction on Thursday, because I personally have less money now. How that could change. The market's back up today and a lot of it has come back. But it's something that I did think about. And if I'm thinking about it, other people are also. It's just something I throw out there for you guys. 152 of these solo episodes in the bag. I'm thankful for each and every one of you guys who listens. And yeah. Hey, you want to sponsor an episode? Send me a message. Hit me on Instagram. Maybe I'll take $5 from you. It'll be sponsored by ABC Drywalling. Anyway, lots of fun, guys. We're having some fun. I hope you're still enjoying these. Let me know. If not, I'll shut up and stop doing them. Talk to you soon. And for anybody coming to Fanatics Fest, I'll see you there. Take care, everybody.